maybe Nilu is.
We don't know, right, sir? It's going on YouTube, so somebody might pick up somewhere. See, this author wrote this book in somewhere in 1999, maybe, and we are
Why
picking
that
up
way?
now.
No, you are talking 1999 is a very, very recent past.
Recent past.
I mean, it is a recent past, right? What would you say about Thinking and Destiny?
When was that written? I don't know that.
That was in the 1800s,
Wow, 1800.
early 1900s, you could say.
Oh,
1903 or something like that. And it took the author 32 years to write that book
wow.
because that entire book is written through his experience, his physical experience.
Hmm.
Right now, if you take on the similar calculation, if you take the secret doctrine,
Wow, even that is so huge, right, sir? More than 1,000 pages.
no, no, it is volume, each volume is that many pages,
Oh, there are volumes too. Wow. Who,
right?
who will
Madam
read?
Blavatsky, no, no, Madam Blavatsky, see, that's the foundation of Theosophical Society,
Hmm.
right? When I was fortunate that the school that I went to
Uh,
in Chennai, that is where Madam Blavatsky lived.
oh, wow. So you got some knowledge since then.
I don't know. See, I'm not able to relate to all that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, if you really look at the what you call, right, for a moment, right, just look at the content of this book. Okay, right?
Hmm.
This is what is a light body.
Hmm.
I have posted it in our
Yes. Yeah.
right. See,
Dimensions, bodies, chakras.
from the introduction to Archangel
Ariel.
Ariel.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Ariel.
What is
Okay.
a light body?
So it is
Talk about
channeled by like this
no, no. This
archangel.
Archangel Ariel.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
There is another book that I have posted, which is, I think, another of the archangel.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you try to understand what is a light body,
Hmm.
you go through, you need to know the dimensions of this universe.
Hmm.
From the universe and the dimensions came about what we call life,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
In that life, he talks about the various levels of ascension each dimension is in.
Oh, okay. So as per dimensions, they are ascensions.
Yes.
Oh,
One
okay.
of the dimension is the physical earth,
Hmm. So
right?
in that case, how many births we need to take in each
So,
dimension?
it's not number of births.
Huh.
You are simultaneously existing in all these dimensions.
So if I ascend here, I'll be ascending in other dimension too.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, you will be seeing more of light. See,
Hmm.
the whole thing, the whole concept is that we are all light.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
But in because of the blockages in each of the dimensions,
Hmm.
for
Limitations, right?
right, we are in the shadow zone.
Hmm.
Because we are in the shadow zone, we are ignorant.
Hmm.
So absence of light.
Hmm.
When you start letting light flow to you, you are ascending.
Hmm.
Hmm. Now I have finished giving you the answer. Right?
Hmm.
So what is he saying? There are dimensions and there are bodies, right?
Hmm.
And there are energy vortexes, which you are going to call.
Chakras. Hmm.
Right? Now, in the physical world, you have to activate each of these chakras,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So, first level, you have second level, third level, and so on, till you go to your existence in each dimension needs to get appropriately activated
Hmm.
or connected, right?
Hmm.
And what is this is divided into three segments.
Hmm.
The lower segment of creation,
Hmm.
the mid segment of creation, and the upper segment of creation.
Hmm.
Okay.
So here
With
12 levels are the vertexes, the chakras,
not only chakras, the
dimensions too.
creation itself.
Creation itself. Oh, okay. Hmm.
Now, over self is residing in the upper level of creation.
Hmm.
Physically, you are in the lower, you
Hmm.
are in the middle, and you are in the upper.
Hmm.
As particles, or as the density increases, as physical.
Hmm.
Now, you are able to perceive depending upon the composition of the obstructs between each of the dimensions.
Hmm.
Think of it as a staircase.
Hmm.
What is visible when you go to the top
Hmm.
is definitely more than what is visible you are at the uh,
Bottom.
step one.
Hmm.
Right? This step one, the frequency is very low.
Hmm.
And the density is very high.
Hmm.
So you are seeing a collection, a grouping of 1 trillion cells as a human body.
Hmm.
But then before the cells, what is there? So here normally I love this diagram by Joe Dispenza, which I think I have used in one of our sessions while explaining,
Hmm.
right? And I even used the example of a chapati.
Hmm.
During our talk itself, I think I have used that example, right?
Which one, sir? If you go to that picture, then I can see.
I think generally I use it in the first session for people to form an understanding.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to pull out that diagram. This is a collection of various books and interrelated concepts.
Hmm. So much to learn, sir.
No,
There's
there
so
are
much.
total some 300, close to 300 slides.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you showed this before.
Correct. Wow. Okay. Right. So, in the universe, we exist in all these forms, or particles exist in all these forms. So, how does it become this?
Mm.
Suppose we ask
Uh,
that question,
mm,
right? There are atoms,
mm,
and there is vibration
mm,
that is generating energy.
mm,
That energy is, that vibration is creating a pattern.
mm,
That pattern is influencing these two independent entities,
mm,
and the corresponding energies that they bring together.
mm,
And based on those energies, they are becoming a molecule.
mm,
And that chain reaction continues.
mm,
So the molecule transmutes to become a chemical.
mm,
A number of chemicals transmute to become a cell, right?
mm,
A group of cells transmute to become a tissue.
mm.
A group of tissues transmute to become an organ.
Organ. Mm,
A group of organs become a system. A group
mm,
of systems come together to make it. But at the lowest level of existence, this is what.
mhm. Okay. So this is the first level, first dimension.
Correct.
Mm,
Right. Now, over a period of time, as we evolve, right, this is how our world is made up.
mm,
You have the physical body, around that you have the etheric body,
mm,
around that you have the astral body,
mm,
around that you have the. So the layered structure, right,
mm,
is in there. There is a pattern.
mm,
That pattern is created by your life plan,
mm,
right?
mm,
Life plan, if you break it down, has got the free will
mm,
and your chosen
mm.
programs that you want to complete in a given
Yeah.
time frame.
Mm,
Hmm? And particles of those are existing in you
mm,
and around you.
mm,
Based on your free will and your ego mind,
mm.
you allow them to happen or you don't allow them to happen.
Yeah.
Right? This is the background to the chapter that you just read.
Mm, yeah.
If you are able to imagine from this perspective,
Mm,
every question that is raised can be answered there.
mm,
Right? So, what are the questions that we have?
mm,
I was just reading. I had not read it earlier. Then I was looking at how do we,
mm,
people will, if they have questions, how do I answer?
mm,
So I said, okay, first prepare your mindset
mm,
into the type of questions that have been asked. Correct?
mm, mm.
Right. So let us go to the questions that have been asked. The very first question was understanding of time.
Mm.
Time where?
Here in this realm.
Right. You are talking about time as defined and understood and perceived and experienced
Mm.
in the third dimension.
Mm.
So you have already drawn boundaries to what is time.
Mm.
Because you are only looking at it from what capabilities you have while you are on the third dimension.
Mm.
But is that you?
Part of me.
You have got 12 dimensions in which you are existing.
Mm.
You are existing in 12 dimensions
Mm.
and many more. So 12 is of significance.
Yes.
Right? 12 is of significance, others are not. So in these 12, you are trying to ask a question of what is time?
Mm.
And what is our man's response to that? It's all old ones, right?
Oh, sorry, I'm speaking on mute. On very top, this index, sir, and with links provided. So if you click on that particular topic, it will take you there.
I know.
Mm.
Right. Again, going back and searching. Anyway, maybe what you are saying is right. Let me see the comments. And the very first one.
Index page, wherever the index page. From here, go to time. More down.
Reality,
Yeah,
sound.
there. Does anyone really know? Yeah, this one.
Right. So if you really go into this, right,
Mm.
the first question is all time, if all time is simultaneous, does that mean that Abraham Lincoln, others are still
Mm.
alive?
Mm.
Right. Now, I just gave you a background,
Mm. Yeah.
right? We are trying to talk with respect to this physical earth, whether they are existing or not.
Mm.
Remove the contours of a dimension 3.
Okay.
Then,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm.
all of us are existing in multiple this one.
Mm.
It's only that compared to the roles that we have been playing over the years, over the lifetimes, or over the physical understanding from our limited perspective, we are thinking that we don't exist beyond a given time.
Mm.
Either we exist physically or we exist beyond the physical realms,
Mm.
right? Like my parents are no more,
Mm.
but do I still see them? Do I still experience them
Yeah, in your memories.
in my memories, in my day to day
Mm.
life,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
I will reflect. So that way, if you really look, if
Mm.
you are talking about 3D perspective,
Mm.
the third dimension perspective, yes,
Mm. Mm.
what you are saying is they don't exist.
Right.
Whereas if you take the spiritual aspect into consideration,
Mm.
then the answer is very different.
Mm.
So, just as a chair, etc. So, what he is saying is, if you look at the realities and dimensions, then the answer is yes,
Mm.
you are exist.
Mm.
Otherwise, you are. And then he says, I hope I have.
Mm.
So it depends upon the statement, like what Shakespeare said. Beauty lies in the beholder's eyes.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
So the perspective means a lot when you are concluding and trying to answer a question.
Mm.
Right? That is why most books that you are written, that you read, right? You need to take the context to
Mm.
contemplate the message that is being given.
Mm.
Right? Unless you are in that scenario completely, you will never be able to absorb what is being said.
Mm.
Let us go to the second question that he has raised in the book. If time is simultaneous, then how can you appreciate clock time, which is an illusion? Clock time is not an illusion.
Mm. Here
What
it's
is
very much real.
right? It is not that what it appears to be via the experiences of our five senses.
Mm.
So, what it appears to be via the experience of this one, right?
Mm.
Linear time is an appearance, as is all of the physical reality.
Mm.
Right? So, you are bringing in three. What you have already experienced, you move it to your past domain.
Mm.
What you are yet to experience, right, is in the
Future.
future.
Mm.
This is with respect to the current.
Mm.
What if you are caught up with the future and the rest of it was held standstill?
Mm.
There is only past and present. There
Mm.
is no future, right?
Mm.
So it's a, but if you ascend to the next dimension and start looking at
Mm.
it, right? Is there a past?
No.
Is there a future?
No.
Right? Everything is simultaneous.
Mm.
Right? That is what he's trying to tell you.
Mm.
Whatever you are saying has got its own caveats.
Mm.
It's got its own boundaries.
Mm.
Right? Within the limits of that boundary, what you experience can be divided into a linear time.
Mm.
But when those boundaries are removed, right, then it becomes simultaneous.
Right.
So think of yourself, your ourself, and
Mm.
look at the dimensions.
Mm. Right.
Right? So, right. But then there is a need for clock time.
Mm.
If you don't have the clock time, your survival on this physical plane becomes difficult.
Mm.
Okay?
Right.
Right? So let's go to the third. After many years of pondering simultaneous time, can you put in words the mechanics by which how you think it out?
Mm.
Right? What he says? Seth says there is an electrical type of universe. Okay. So, from another book that I was reading, how we end up creating our life.
Mm.
This book also is posted. This is the soul contract decoded.
I have to go there, sir. I'm still in that other book, Laws of Spirit. Almost done. I'll finish that and I'll move this.
See, normally I don't read a book as a book.
Mm,
I select the relevant topic I am reading, the concept.
mm,
And as I explained in one of our sessions, right,
mm,
I take 12 perspectives.
mm,
Only then can I call it
mm,
360 degree.
mm,
See how they are connecting. They are not in the same book,
mm.
right? But the concept is the one, which is
Right.
the universe there,
Mm,
right? So now it says sound is created. The first sound was the sound of God entering the great void to create this universe.
mm,
Right? If we go into our ancient Eastern books, right, the
mm,
Vedas, the
mm.
first word,
Om.
Om,
Mm,
right?
mm.
Om was experienced even by pilots in some parts of the world as they were traversing the universe.
Oh, wow.
The vibrations were experienced,
Mm,
right? So, as above, so below.
mm.
Your birth certificate name creates your life from the moment you are conceived to the moment your physical body dies or you fully ascend.
Mm,
The rigmarole of physical body getting created and that coming to an end and all that, right, is a reality, right?
mm,
Till you complete the entire cycle of ascension.
mm,
Now, what was the light body part telling us? That your structure of the universe has got dimensions,
mm,
bodies, and chakras. And below the chakras, I gave the other example of Joe Dispenza's
mm,
to this one, right?
mm, mm,
Now, every dimension you are existing. In
mm,
fact, when you read this book, you will realize that you are existing simultaneously, or you are ascending simultaneously, or you have got particles of 383 planets in the universe.
Oh.
You are you are related to 383
Mm,
planets or universes within the galaxy.
mm. That much expansive we are.
Correct.
All the particles are everywhere.
Correct. We are scattered.
Mm,
And a portion of it comes together, and those are part of this, the activation in each level.
mm,
Correct.
mm,
So your experiences are going to be with those.
mm.
Okay. Right. So now let's come back. Right. If we have that frame in mind to understand this simultaneous time, how it operates, right? That is what he is trying to tell you. It says that there is an electrical type. Now, sound is a mixture of frequencies. So, when you talk frequencies, you have waves, right? Waves produce sound. Waves are electrical. Waves are electromagnetic. Okay. Are you there? Right. So now,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
now, Seth says that there is an electrical type universe that coexists with ours, in which all of your thoughts, emotions, and dreams take on a form and continue on independent of us after we experience them. That means you are creating a disturbance, right? By virtue of your thoughts or emotions, etc. You are creating a vibration, right? They don't end with your experience. They continue to, however big or small. So they will influence the 383 depending upon the intensity with which it has started.
Oh.
Right? So now this helps to explain bad vibes by the way. So he's saying that the vibrations could be good, they could be bad, etc. Also, astral bodies, inner selves, and so forth are given form or live in this electrical universe. Because you've got multiple dimensions, right? Each dimension you are given a name, right? These dimensions, right? The mind is of this universe while the brain is not. Right? What is he trying to say? He is trying to say this one I had explained last time, right?
Yes, sir. Okay, right? Out of the 12 dimensions, in the third and fourth dimension exists our emotional body. The third dimension is the physical. So the structure in this physical and the structures beyond the physical need to be looked upon when we are trying to understand what is being said. Right? You have identified in the physical, you have identified Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. Correct? Yeah.
Right? And some of these are existing beyond also. We are existing beyond that. But
Right.
you have limited your this one to the third dimension, where we are up to the physical body, then the mental body and all. Right? And all of them, they are interconnected. Okay. So astral bodies, inner selves, and so forth are given form or live in this electrical universe. So we are existing in this universe with this physical body and ourselves beyond as well. For example, we think the mind is within us. The chakras are within us. No, they are all outside.
Right.
Right? So now our physical plane cannot exist without this electrical. Right? But the electrical plane can exist without this also, without this form also.
Yeah.
Seth doesn't mean electricity as we commonly think of it. Things are swirling around in this universe, this vast space. Because of the wave movement, you are swirling around. Right? and so are we.
Mm.
And no one thing creates the same soul.
Mm.
Right? No electrical representation is the same as any other.
Mm.
You are able to digest up to.
Right. Yes, sir.
They all have different densities and intensities.
Mm.
Right?
Right.
Because the particles, like the example I used to quote, right? You walk into a room
Mm.
and there is no dust.
Right.
You
Mm.
bring a vacuum cleaner and then look at it, there is enough to roll it into a physical ball,
Right.
irrespective of the size of the ball,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So now, when we kind of link up our experiences were, we say it is past.
Mm.
You experience it initially in the present and then move it to your past.
Mm.
What you are yet to experience is future.
Future. Mm.
Right? So, the past, present, and future all exist within
Mm.
this swar,
Right. Mm.
right?
Mm.
And which somehow takes up no physical space. We translate our experiences in this universe as past, present, future, which are all occurring simultaneously.
Mm.
Got it?
Yeah.
So that is why it is simultaneous,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And then he goes to explain what it is. But then this is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
We as physical beings, we as physical beings create physical symbols from this electrical universe in order to experience physical reality. In the
Mm.
same manner, we create physically explainable symbolic memories from our dreams in order to make sense out of the whole of them while all are in the physical plane or universe.
Mm.
Right? So, what do so many entities, what are the predictions,
Mm.
right? May, made by so many entities, why do they fail?
Right. Because of the free will.
Huh?
Because of the free will.
No,
Everything.
not because of the free will alone.
Mm.
Free will is one component.
Mm.
But beyond the free will, what are the other components?
Beyond the free will, what are the other components?
These electrical particles are
Uh,
influenced
mm.
by the energies and densities with which they are being impacted, correct?
Mm. Yeah.
Even that is there? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I don't think that simultaneous time is the problem of these entities, incorrectly predicting the future.
Mm.
Right. Now, for you to do a prediction,
Mm.
okay, you need to have a time frame. You need to have a time frame with respect to the prediction. That is
Right.
why predictions of the past can be made accurately.
Mm.
Predictions of the future is dependent on various parameters
Mm.
that the predictor is unable to comprehend.
Mm.
Right? Now, if I do it with limited information, the outcome of my prediction is going to be limited in its own way,
Right.
right? That is the root cause. That is what he is explaining here, right? Future predictions at best are attempts to state what has a good probability or what one thinks is going to be the future.
Yeah.
It cannot be definite. Because it is like trying to say, I am making a prediction on floating water,
Mm.
not at the base of water where there is no change. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you are making a prediction on the surface of a floating water,
Mm.
there are going to be waves.
Right.
There are going to be winds.
Mm.
There are going to be turbulences as a result.
Right.
So how can you make a prediction in such a situation? You
Yeah.
can't.
True. Mm.
That's why they go wrong.
Mm. But you like, I have this question. So, astrologers, few of them predict really like correct. For like in my case, um, we went to like my sister took. She had some questions, something with some astrologer. So he was just studying back then. He was trying to learn about this, and I don't know if he said, "Oh no, my uncle's friend. He's not a astrologer or something. He just has that gift, and he was able to predict the exact thing. And he said that my wedding would take place in just 50, like in 2 weeks, in just 15 days. And I'll just meet my husband in first starting of this 2 weeks. And by the end of the second 2 weeks, I'll get married. The
Okay.
exact thing happened. So this is what like a bit conflict
No.
now. It's
Wait,
few.
wait, wait,
Mm,
wait.
mm.
Let us try to apply science to it.
Ah,
Okay. What did the prediction do to the environment in which you were? There were attempts for your marriage going on
mm,
at that time, right?
mm. Yes.
Hmm? So there was no resistance. Okay. The second thing is, right? He had set your thought process thinking, saying that it is likely to happen in 2 weeks.
That was an influence on me.
Not you. The influence was on all the people concerned.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm,
Now, all of you started changing your environment in tune with the 2 weeks.
mm.
Okay.
Right. Mm,
That 2 weeks will happen in 2 days, or it may be within a month. It would
mm,
have strength.
mm.
That it so happened that it manifested within the 2 weeks. It's a sort of a manifestation. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the person who predicted,
Huh.
he was using his third eye powers.
Mm.
With
He was looking at
all,
my palm.
all meditators,
Mm,
whether they realize or not, meditation, as I explained in one of our sessions, is
mm,
not sitting with your hands closed and all that. Over a period of time, right? Those who have been experiencing or those who have been meditating regularly as a sadhana,
mm,
right? They
mm.
don't need the posture anymore.
Right.
right?
Mm.
So this man would be probably a sort of a person whom we call he is a Devi Upasaka, or he is a Hanuman Upasaka, or he is a Bhakta, or whatever it is, right?
Mm. Mm.
They acquire their speech,
Mm.
power of speech.
Mm. Mm.
That power of speech universes the power, influences the universal powers and
Mm.
energy around us
Mm.
to co-create some situation.
Mm.
Okay, this is
Mm.
the scientific and spiritual. As a spiritual scientist, that is what I will say happened.
Mm. Mm.
But the way we will perceive it is
Mm.
from a physical realm,
Mm.
right? Hence the understanding. It was
Mm.
because of the prediction. Whether he had predicted or not, probably the manifestation process was already in progress.
Okay, he was just being an instrument there.
Exactly.
Okay. Mm.
That is my calculation, my explanation. Now, Raghu
Okay.
wants to say something. Let Raghu. Yeah, Raghu.
Sir, namaskar. Actually, in lot of things have happened in my life, not knowing the spirituality, how it works like that. One of my client, he invited me his would-be mother-in-law house. When I entered, and you are already meeting our children, why can't you meet us? Oh, so I came to your house. So they bring me in the room and they locked the room, and both of them was Sashtang Pranam, then they are weeping. Oh, why? What you are saying? Why you are doing like that? Then say my daughter's engagement was broken, but I cannot tell to them. They are already started to roaming, and I have not done that astrology on that time. No astrology something. I told him prepare that wedding card and give the first copy to the Sai Baba. Then before December 5th, the marriage will happen. Even I never used the logic or calculation or something. Something it come to me to inform, and it's happened. So it means on the time I was standing for them, is it I am connecting to the universe to find out, or how it is?
No, it
Because
is a
now,
coincidence. It is a
yeah,
coincidence it happened through you.
okay. But coincidence means on the time how it happened. Because
No,
I
no,
was
that's what
thinking,
I'm saying. See, universe has multiple ways of communicating.
okay,
Okay. You may just have connected, you may have said what you felt is right. Okay.
so it's not only one time. Coincidence means something will
No, that
happen.
can happen so many times. Like
Okay.
if something, what I have noticed is, right? If I say something with my mouth, I have rarely seen it fail.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what happens is we end up becoming a sort of source for the
Oh,
situation to culminate.
okay. Uh-huh. So
Okay.
that's
Let
already,
us say you have put rava and
yeah.
milk into a vessel and it is boiling.
Yes.
You have got distracted,
Yeah.
right? Somewhere without your observation, you are getting a faint smell as you are breathing. Okay. Be
Yeah.
with, right? That smell is telling this is a peculiar smell, not the usual smell. That
Yeah.
will trigger your memory saying, oh my God, I put something on the stove.
Yeah.
Right? Now, your subconscious has triggered, correct?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And you have gone and rectified the physical event.
Yeah.
Now, you will think that was within your subconscious ability of your nose deciphering that. That is one of the conclusion you can draw.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
So these are all, but can you say 100% that every time you say something, it will happen like that only?
No.
Correct. So at that moment, you are influencing the energies around to culminate.
But in my healing happened, one of the passion.
No, but
Uh,
see, you cannot say the
Yeah.
other person is also involved in the whole thing,
Yes.
right? So it is not just our power. We are adding to the culmination.
Okay.
We are adding to the culmination. We are a catalyst in that scenario.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Okay. But
What?
when we start thinking from the physical perspective, we feel we
Yeah.
are the ones who have done it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right?
You-
You are not wrong. But
Yeah.
for the other person who is thinking physically,
Yeah.
for them you are God.
Yeah.
But for you who knows how it is working, right? You know that you are only a channel,
Yes.
right? Now,
Yeah.
both of them is you, both of them is the scenario, both of them is the outcome.
Yeah.
The way you perceive each of them
Yeah.
and conclude thereby is not the same.
Okay.
You are able to understand the subtle explanation. That doesn't
Yes.
mean you don't have the intuitive power.
No.
It means you have the intuitive power, right?
Yeah.
You know that it is intuition,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Whereas others don't know that it is intuition.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. This is the subtle difference of how we perceive the outcomes.
Right. So
And
if we, yeah, sir, go on.
please continue.
No, sir, my question is different. You can go ahead. I'll
Yeah.
ask.
So my question is, it is not one time. One.
It can happen n number of times, sir. You have acquired the status of an influencer.
Okay.
You are
Because
believing
what I
from
want.
the energy.
Yeah.
Sir, for example,
Yes.
65 years ago, my
Yeah.
grandfather wrote my horoscope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he has scientifically calculated, and
Yes.
that calculation he was able to correctly infer,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
He was able to exactly infer how my life would go on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, had I believed it, okay, the outcome in my life would have been different.
Yes.
Had I not believed it, the outcome would have been different. They could have been the
Yeah.
same, could not have been the same.
Is it
Right?
you are not believing that is also belongs to your karma?
No,
Because if we believe,
your free will is more dominant as compared to your faith.
okay.
So your belief on yourself is more than your belief on destiny.
Okay.
So can you change the destiny?
Absolutely, we can.
So you made those predictions and
Yeah.
they believed what you said would come true. That means where is their mind oriented?
Hmm.
Mm.
Is their mind oriented? If you take quantum theory, right?
Yeah.
Their mind is believing on the potential that will happen.
Mm.
So the messages they were giving to the universe was they wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of a question. will it happen? Raghu has said, it will happen. Instead
Mm.
of, right? Raghu
Mm.
said. And so did Tom, Dick, and Harry say. But
Mm.
then Raghu said, so it
Right.
will happen. Right?
Mm. Their
So now,
belief.
where is exactly?
Mm.
You got it, sir?
Yes, and the time it is not the belief or some, it is actually happening.
No, it
So
is
that type of
happening
strong,
because the other person is believing in that.
yeah, yes,
So his attract. See, how does manifestation occur? There are two forces, right? Thought is electrical, emotion is the language of the heart,
Mm.
the force
okay,
of attraction.
Mm.
Thought is electrical, the feeling is magnetic, correct?
Mm.
yes.
Faith is behind the magnetism or behind the thought.
Even behind the thoughts also faith is there.
That is not the dominant role of the thought. Thought is
Okay,
driven by a desire.
yeah,
Whether the desire will manifest or not is feeling, not
Mm.
thought,
Right.
yeah,
right? So that feeling, as you increase the intensity, there is no negative vibe that you are sending out to the universe.
okay,
So you are making that manifestation happen. Generally, what
yeah,
happens is, I want to build a house, Raghu.
yeah,
Okay. Now I am 66 years old as of yesterday. Correct. Now, if I am 66 years old, the bank doesn't believe that I can clear a loan.
yes,
So they will not give me a loan. Right?
yeah,
But my desire is so strong that a friend of mine has decided to give me money and help.
yes,
Right? A third person has coincidentally said, don't worry, your project will be completed. Okay? Are you with me? Hello.
yes, got it, very clear. Because a
Right?
lot of time, even in the healing, when the
Correct.
mother came for their children, instead of the children, even though I'm treating the children, but after some time I told, you require the healing. This is the problem you are having, and this is the thing you have to do. Then I
Correct.
did that. They agree also.
Correct. So, all these entities are at play in the outcome. Got it? Are you with me? All these entities have got a role to play.
Mm.
Right?
Yes.
Now, which one is greater? You cannot decipher that.
Right.
All of them have done their bit and the outcome has happened.
Mm.
Right? This is the scientific and or the interpretation from a spiritual perspective.
Mm.
All these are potentials, but
Right.
there was no negative energy in those potentials, right? And
Mm.
in the feelings that were sent out. So that happened.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I have had wonderful experience.
Mm.
Particularly when I was leaving UK, my car was up for sale for 3 months
Mm.
in advance.
Mm.
Nothing happened
Mm.
till next day morning, 11 o'clock, my flight is due.
Mm.
My car was still not sold. It was sitting in my driveway.
Oh.
Now, what did we do? Me and my wife, we sat and we started hammering Baba because both of us are Baba.
Uh,
that you could not do this little bit and blah, blah. We blasted. What is the use of, I mean, what we think from a materialistic perspective, right?
Right.
But did we at any time realize that Baba was putting his efforts to clear our, helping us manifest?
Hmm.
No. But at that moment, both of us said, come what may, you have to close the deal tonight.
Hmm.
Normally, UK lifestyle and culture is such that no one knocks your door after 9
Uh,
in the evening.
uh,
After actual dinner time, no one knocks.
uh.
Right? At 9 o'clock, the bell rings.
Wow.
We have finished our abusing Sai Baba.
Uh,
But to whatever extent we had to go, we had gone.
uh.
And then we left it.
Hmm.
9 o'clock, the bell rings. Outside is a grand old lady, 90 years old. Look at everything that is not in line with what we were expecting. Right? Now, 90 years old, she says, I've been looking for this car for so many days. Where did you hide it? Whereas it was always in the driveway. Right? And then she says, I'm going to pay you only so much for this car. That was the budget that I had in my mind also to dispose it.
Oh,
It
wow.
was not the lower end, it was the highest end. So it
Uh,
was a used old car.
uh.
Right? Exactly the same amount.
Hmm.
And she said, next day, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, I'm coming with my driver to pick it up.
Hmm.
What do you call this? If I think from the physical pursuits of my existence,
Hmm.
right, it is a miracle,
Right.
right? But having come into spirituality, is it not manifestation?
Yes.
Wherein we removed all the statements of doubt, right?
Right.
Because hitherto we were saying, why it has still not got closed? Why this deal has not happened? What am I sending out in the process?
Hmm.
Right? We never realized that. But today, on hindsight, I am able to link to all of those.
Hmm.
Got it? So that is how these things, our faith, our experience, our intention, all these things, when we start looking at it from a perspective of time frame and the time that it happens, etc., we think I am the right. Like in my second class, I still remember in Hindi there was a chapter which said "Chuha Sabse Balwan." Okay, who is the greatest?
Hmm.
Because a farmer has planted radish.
Hmm.
The radish has become huge in size. So
Hmm.
he tries to pull it out. It
Hmm.
doesn't budge. His
Hmm.
entire family tries to pull it out. No. His entire cattle join. No. Then the same thing with all the villagers.
Hmm.
Still it does not budge.
Hmm.
Okay. And then ultimately, a rat which is passing by,
Hmm.
that also joins.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the collective force is enough for the radish to give in and they are able to pull it out.
Wow.
So is moral of the story that the rat is the most powerful, right? If you think within the physical world, the rat is the most powerful, right?
Yeah.
Right? So these kind of perceptions influence our decision making,
Hmm.
our
Right.
conclusions, our experiences, etc.
Right.
Right? So these are the things that we attribute to any prediction, any conclusion, both,
Mm.
right? I'm adding that conclusion also here,
Mm.
based on the experiences that we have discussed, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So now the next one. How do Seth readers respond to dire weather predictions? Right? Here again, the same thing. So it is so scientific information. First on science. Science views physical reality through the physical tools created by humans who hold rigid beliefs concerning the physical reality they are trying to understand and interpret. What we discussed is 100% in tune with this.
Mm.
What we discussed till now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right, Raghu, you agree? Raghu,
Yes, definitely, I agree.
right? So science viewing physical reality is like the exploration of distance and depth with one eye and a two-dimensional surface, whereas the reality is at least 12-dimensional,
Mm.
right? Science discovers what it knows. It will discover beforehand within the limits of its belief system
Mm.
and of physical reality, because science is having two perspectives. At the time of this writing, there was no quantum physics.
Mm. But how he could able to write so much?
No, see, that's what, when you are able to think from a spiritual perspective,
Mm.
right? What you come out is very different.
Right.
Actually, when you are asking how it is coming, it is not because of the scientists. It is because of our saints and sages. They are already know the quantum science. That word may be new to us, but they
Mm.
know the
Correct.
process.
No,
So that
that's fine. But then we were dominated by Newtonian physics.
Mm.
yeah,
Okay. The Newtonian physics says that if this gear is worn out, just replace it.
Mm.
Rather than saying that there is a way. That is how the surgery has developed, right? The entire medical system is Newtonian in nature. The entire healing systems that are practiced
Mm.
predominantly is Newtonian in nature, not Ayurvedic, not homeopathy.
Mm.
The other one believes that okay, surgery is the only solution,
Right.
right? So replace, right? So since science discovers what it knows, it will discover. It knows what it is going to discover beforehand
Mm.
within the limits of its belief system,
Right.
right? Which totally ignores the invisible spiritual side of life, from which life and physical reality actually originate. It
Mm.
has forgotten its mother.
Right.
Okay. According to Seth, the mass reality we will materialize or actualize is chosen from an infinite number of probable realities.
Mm.
Okay? Each probable reality, whether chosen to physically experience or not, has its own line of past and future, which
Mm.
is ever flower into even more probable realities. They are all inputs to even more probable realities.
Mm.
Simply put, imagine a bookshelf with 1,000 books on it. Each book is a probable reality relating to one specific event, to be be that event leaving the house at 9 a.m. or worldwide destruction at 10:15. It depends upon when you have originated, what were all the circumstances that have gone in. Like he says, right? invisible level we will visit in our dreams, psychic states, before or after life, and in and out of bodies, and so on and so forth, right?
Mm.
And even when totally awake, a part resides in these invisible realms. If all the parts come together, so if you read Thinking and Destiny,
Mm.
he says any manifestation, there are three very important things.
Mm.
The timing, on this physical earth,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So the timing, your availability there,
Mm.
and right, there is a earlier raised thought which happens to become the aim or intent of that occurring.
Mm.
If all these three happen, one
Mm.
of them influences your presence at that particular time,
Mhm.
and that is why you experience.
Right.
Right? So if one of these doesn't happen, right, what happens to prediction then?
Mm. Right. It won't even happen.
It won't even happen. Like there are gurus
Mm.
whom you say, I will take leave now. You read that in Sai Satcharitra also a number of times,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And when he says, don't go now,
Mm.
he is actually managing one of these three parameters
Mm.
for your safety.
Mm.
Because your objectives are not over. This is one of the exit planned by you.
Oh. Mm.
Okay. Now he knows that, but then there are contracts that you have signed which you have to still execute.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So he says, no, wait for 5 minutes and then,
Mm.
right? And you notice that there is an accident along the path that you have taken, which might
Right.
have happened just to that 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Mm.
Okay. So you have changed one paradigm,
Right.
which has changed the entire outcome.
Mm.
So this is how all these things work.
Mm.
How beautifully stated, right?
Yeah.
In the book. Right. So then, yeah, what is the time? We still have time. Can you explain simultaneous time? I think we have covered this, correct? We have amply covered this, is what I feel.
Totally. The time concept is covered, sir.
Yeah. So then we are done with today's session. Right? Yeah. Any other specific questions?
Yeah, I learned a lot today. Even the Sai Baba's prediction also. Great. So here, I that at Sir's questions there, he was at that moment. So when Sir was voluntarily thinking not to go there, that wouldn't have happened to him, right?
No, it
That,
wouldn't have happened.
that whole scenario wouldn't have happened, or
No, it would have
just
been, yes, but then if it is something that you have chosen in your plan,
uh,
whether sir or not, it will still happen.
oh, okay. Hmm.
Okay, only thing is it might have changed its dimension and come back.
Right. Some way, other way.
Well,
Hmm.
Sir,
correct.
one more thing I want to inform. In our Delhi News Bar Society, the secretary organized the Sai Baba function, and he was suffering from that heavy fever, and he cannot go to washroom even for passing the urine also for 3 days. And just as a casual, I gone to the function, and next to the chair was vacant. I was sitting with him. Then I talked to Sai Baba. He is organizing everything for you, and even you cannot cure for him. Now I will take the challenge. I am going to cure him. You think now if you cure, I will leave all my non-vegetarian. I was talking before 20 years something. And even he has not asked me to cure. Just I was casually. Then after 5 minutes, he wake me. I was in that meditation state. He called me, Raghu sir, I am going to bathroom. I was shocked. And then when he came back, it was perfect. So even he has not asked me, even I was not gone for with that intention. And I'm not the daily worshipping Sai Baba on that time. So, but anyhow, it is not connected anywhere.
No, it need not be connected. That is what I am trying to say.
Yeah.
As Sai Baba, you are giving it a shape and a name. Actually, it is an energy.
Yeah, now I got. Okay. Now I always say it is a universal energy. That is universal. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, okay. Yeah.
So the energy motivated you to say something because you are taken it upon yourself to help people.
But one thing I always say, I am the pure and perfect channel of God. That's all. I choose to be. I am the pure and perfect channel of the God. That means universal energy.
But then what is God?
It is an energy, frequency, vibration.
Correct. But then there are three entities combined in that. Which one are you? God is creative, God is operative, God is destructive.
Everything is
correct. So now all I'm trying to say is God is everything.
Yes.
He is also destructive. Suppose you make some statement and that goes counterproductive and that doesn't fructify, then right. That is why we should be very cautious when something that we have said comes true. It is not because we have said it. It is because that person was to receive it in any case.
Okay.
Yeah. That should be our outlook.
Not only that person, because of the incident,
Sir, if you had not gone there, do you think that person would not have been cured?
Maybe I may not left that non-vegetarian.
No. See, something else might have happened which would have forced you to leave.
Yeah.
See, these three things that I said, right? Time, availability, and right?
Yes.
The location. These
Time,
three
occasion, and people.
Correct. No. Time, your availability, purpose. Your availability will be dictated by the purpose that both of you have chosen.
Wonderful.
Okay. Now, you have got time, you have got the intent, and got the location.
Okay.
Right. It is coincidental that it was Raghu energy with that suffering energy.
Yeah.
Instead of Raghu energy, it could have become, let us say, Kirti energy there.
But in lot of time, I'm not giving the guarantee.
No. I get the point. What I'm trying to ask you is, Raghu energy may go instead of Delhi, you may be in Chennai.
Yeah.
Somebody else may be having a similar situation.
Maybe.
Okay. Now, there instead of Sai Baba, there may be some Krishnamurti celebration going on.
Yes.
Right? And Raghu happens to be there and that person is cured. Both are feasible scenarios as far as the spiritual science is concerned.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it is neither Raghu nor the recipient.
Yeah. It is. Very good.
Right? So, there is an intent by thought or whatever it is. That is setting the stage. For it to come to reality, you need a time, you need a place, you need
person.
Right? If all these three coincide, that situation will start manifesting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Takeaway from this session is
I'm-
there are no miracles.
No, every day is miracle. We don't even know. We are not having the awareness. Once if you are having the intention, once you are standing for that, it's happening.
Mm,
Correct.
yeah.
Sir, when you send a person during the corona,
Hmm.
even I never say within 3 days he will be cured.
You
And
can't.
yeah, but I told him, don't worry, in 3 days you will be cured. And
No,
he
because,
called me.
see, as a healer, you are not expected to give him negative hopes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was so excited. I told him, who sent you? Sadhanam said, go and thank him. That's all. So what I want to communicate is, I never use my logic mind.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. That is how
Yeah.
the entire universe functions.
My God.
But we don't think of it in that language at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
So
want- right? Yeah.
every day is when I'm waiting for miracles. Even it's unbelievable. Amazing. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Namrata and Suguna, any questions?
I joined only in nearly like 10-15 minutes ago, so I didn't listen. I will be listening to the
No,
recording.
no, that is remaining. But did you have any question that you would have
Not,
listened earlier,
no,
which
not
is
that.
needs to
No.
be cured? Yeah, I mean, which needs to be addressed or discussed.
Even the 5 minutes also, you will get something. Definitely. It is not the quantity. Thank you.
True. Yeah, but whenever I have questions, somebody else asks the answer. But I have a question, but I need to listen to it first again. And
Oh.
you just said that, sir just said that if you were not there, somebody else would be there to cure Sai Baba.
Not
But
Sai
Sai,
Baba.
Not pure Sai Baba, for the effect of a cure into the person who requested the cure. The person who is suffering, he wants a cure, correct?
Mhm.
That cure will happen whether it is through you or through somebody if he is destined to cure himself. But then we start thinking differently. Because I was there, that is why he got cured. Right? That is what most of these spiritual science books call this individual ego.
So I have a question here, sir.
Yeah.
Since now that his manifestation took shape in this different way, that through Sai
Correct.
Baba, but
Correct.
since he is putting faith there, his belief there, that is why Sai Baba is being a
He-
creator, right?
He is accredited with the powers of the positive energy.
Right. If he thinks he can himself do it, then he would be manifesting that by himself, right, sir?
See, if he thinks, if
Believes.
he believes.
Right. Mm,
There is a lot of difference between thinking and believing.
right.
Okay. Right?
Mm,
There are so many ways in which you can progress in that direction.
mm.
Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So, there he doesn't doubt.
Mm,
But then, human beings, the mind works in such a way that there is always one here hidden entity which takes the shape of fear or courage.
mm.
Right? That we should be able to hold it in the positive direction for any manifestation. Okay.
Mm.
That you may call faith, you may call belief, you may give it any name.
Mm.
But that being focused on the energies and the purpose,
Mm.
right, should continue. Any of them deviates, then the result will go elsewhere.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
need to remember that.
Mm. So today during one of the mirror work session, one person was asking that she was suffering from dengue or something was going on and she's suffering and she's like in a confusion she want to take medication or not. At that moment she was relying on my answer whether to take or not, and I was like, you shouldn't be listening to anybody, you should go by intuition. But again, later on then I got this message or something that I posted saying that if you think 1 hour sit in meditation and you think you can heal your body, then that's not the way, that's not how it works. Every minute, every second you should be in that belief that you can heal yourself.
No, in fact, you
Mm.
need to go one step ahead.
Uh-huh.
You should always live life such that you feel you are already healed.
Mm.
That means you are experiencing the healing.
Mm. Okay.
That changes the environment.
Okay.
At the thought level,
Mm.
it is still that possibility of a negative impulse is there.
Mm. Right.
So you have changed course and made an affirmation there. You are
Mhm.
now experiencing the affirmation.
Mm.
But you still need to continue the medication because,
Mm.
right,
Right.
the biological cure
Mm.
can happen through alternative means.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
But the body or the organs involved
Mm.
may not have come to a stage where self-healing will work.
Right. Yeah, even I was thinking the same, sir. That ability we haven't built and that belief that we haven't built that can manifest.
So that is still required.
Mm.
Correct.
Mm.
Let the doctor take the responsibility of deciding when to stop the medication.
Right.
We should never advise.
Right.
But you can convert the environment for in a feasible manner for that meditation, for that medication to
Mm.
take positive result.
Mm. Right.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, if you have done it a number of times, you have detoxified the body completely, then you can say that you
Mm.
may not need the medication.
Right.
But then the body has been subjected to medicine all its time. You need to first detox, bring it to a known state
Mm.
because you're dealing with chemicals.
Right.
Right? That changes the way the body chemistry will work.
Mm.
Okay.
I think this I have some question back in my mind. That's the reason I'm attracting all these situations to me.
Quite possible.
Because I have that in JTTP, I have to say about 18 principles of this pyramid society. One of the
Correct.
principle is no medication.
Correct. But then when?
Yeah, that's what I was like, what should I say there?
No, that 18 principles, yes. But then you need to come to that state for you to
Right.
implement, right?
Yeah.
Like we say, a student needs to be ready for the teacher to appear.
Right.
in the same manner.
Hmm.
Wonderful. So that's it for today,
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
right? We have done a fairly in-depth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot. Now I'm like, I will not say of miracles. That will
Ah.
happen. Okay, happen. Yes, happen. The concept of miracle has just gone from my mind now.
No, the definition of miracle, the word miracle may still be there.
Right. Yeah. The
But
understanding behind that.
yeah, the
Yeah.
understanding of miracle has undergone a change. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, sir.
No, welcome. Yeah. Okay.